All right, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, good deal. Well, we will go ahead and get started. It is now officially 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. And we typed this link. If you click on that link that you see in the slideshow, we've got a lot of free resources for you. I'll type this in for you as well. If you click on that link, you can get a lot of just free video resources from myself and Daryl that you can review if you would like. So again, you can click on that link and get some more information. Just to tell you a little bit about the Trading Pub, if this is your first time with us, the mission of the Trading Pub is to provide a place for our patrons where they can hang out with some of the top traders in the industry. Pub is the place to receive quality education, all while interacting with traders and investors who are just like you. So through the Trading Pub, what we want to try to accomplish, obviously we want you guys to learn. We've got relationships with literally hundreds of professional traders that have come onto the Trading Pub, shared education either through webinars, content, video, classes, etc., etc. And again, we typically hold 1 or 2 classes a week. All the stuff that we do at the Trading Pub is free, and the main goal is to educate you guys on the market. Another thing about us, if you've been here, you know we're very laid back. You know, everything's better amongst friends, so we all want to have a good time, and so we just ask that you be respectful of not only the speaker in the room, but the other attendees as well. So we want to make sure we do a good job of delivering. Even though our events are free, we understand that you are investing your time to be here, so we want to make sure to do a good job for you. And then also we put a focus on charitable giving, and 10% of any revenues generated through Trading Pub are given to charities benefiting inner city revitalization and workforce development. Our education is available at our website. We have 2 websites, tradingpub.com, and then we recently launched marketdeal.com. Oops, typed in the wrong link there for you, but it's www.marketdeal.com. And then we're in the Twitter sphere. It's twitter.com/tradingpub, and then facebook.com/tradingpub. We put a lot of our free resources up on those websites, or up through Twitter or Facebook as well, but you can check us out there for sure. What I'd like to do real quick is give you kind of just a very brief intro into Nadex. Daryl Martin, who is here, is kind of our resident Nadex expert. He is one of the first traders that I heard talk about how he used Nadex in his own account, and so since then we've had Daryl at the Trading Pub probably about 15 to 20 times, if not more, but he does an excellent job. The thing I like about Daryl is he's always trying to educate you. He's not a guy that's going to be sitting here trying to sell you. So again, you'll get a lot of really good information out of Daryl. But Nadex stands for the North American Derivatives Exchange. It's CFTC registered electronic futures exchange, and that's important. You know, we've actually seen a huge growth in the markets in the binary option market. And you have to be very careful, because sometimes what you'll see is a lot of offshore binary brokers. And not to say that every offshore broker is bad. However, you should always ask the question, anytime you send your money somewhere, ask the question of who is regulating that person that you're sending your money to. And so the reason that we like Nadex is it's transparent. It's an exchange. It's a U.S. exchange that's regulated by the CFTC. So they can't trade against you. They can't take positions. They don't take the other side of the trade. They're not a dealer in the sense that you're buying from them or you're selling to them, but they're just an exchange facilitating a transaction between traders and market makers. So again, that is a very beneficial thing to you. We've had a couple of our members that got involved in offshore shops and basically deposited their money and then had a hard time getting it out. So again, that's why we like to work with Nadex, because they are a regulated exchange. The contracts are also designed for retail traders, and so when you hear the word retail trader, that means like an active individual trader. For instance, most all of us in this room are individual traders. I don't think so if there is somebody managing a fund, it's probably a smaller fund. But again, Nadex is actually an exchange built for traders like us that are trading our own money, trying to make money in the market. And it's the only U.S. exchange that accepts direct retail members. All right, now let's get into the contest a little bit. The max position size of the contest is 10 contracts per position. All right. So what that means is if you're taking a position in the S&P or you're taking a position in the Nasdaq, a binary position, a spread position, you cannot trade over 10 contracts. Now you could buy 10 at one time, or you could buy 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 to add up to 10, but you cannot exceed a position of 10 contracts, and that's very important. The reason being, and just want to make sure, can everybody hear me? Does everybody hear me okay? I want to make sure audio is coming through. Okay, all right, good deal. Give me just 1 second. All right, so again, the max position size is 10 contracts, and what we're doing to kind of discourage anybody from trading over 10 contracts, any winning trades you take that are over 10 contracts will be removed for purposes of calculating the profit and loss. Notice we said any winning trades. If you have a losing trade and you went over 10 contracts, that'll still count. So there's no advantage for you to put over 10 contracts. And the reason we do that, we want you to try to treat this as real as possible. We don't want you to put a 1,000-lot trade on, make one tick and then, be done for the day just to try to win the contracts. We want you to try to trade this like you would a real account. So again, remember 10 contracts is the limit. The contest will begin basically as soon as you get your demo, which most everybody should receive in the next 15 minutes. And then the winners of the contest will be announced next Monday, and the prizes will be distributed as soon as the shipping address is verified. We'll host strategy webinars on Tuesday and Wednesday as well at the same time. So again, we'll host a strategy webinar tomorrow morning at this time and on Wednesday as well, and we'll record those sessions. We'll automatically register you for that, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So again, we're very excited about this. Now let's get on to the fun part and go through the prizes. Yeah, William, if you got a password, you should receive the username in a couple of minutes. They're sent in 2 separate emails. All right, and what we'll do when I finish this part, everybody should pretty much have their username and password when I get through with the next couple of slides. But what I'll do, in case you have not, is I'll give you an email address where you can contact the guys to get it straightened out. But we had a great turnout for the contest, and you guys are a step ahead because you're actually coming to the training session. So we had about 200 people sign up for the contest, so you guys are going to get a step ahead. Yeah, and everybody's going to start with 25,000 in the account. So everybody will start with 25,000. All right, so again, the grand prize is going to be a $2,500 cash prize. How do you win the grand prize? Well, number one, you follow the rules. So you don't trade more than 10 contracts at a time on any position. So you follow the rules. And then, no, it's going to be, you can only trade 10 contracts per position. Okay? So again, 10 contracts per position. So basically, try to follow the rules, and the person who has the most amount of gain, the highest amount of gains at the end of the week will win the grand prize of $2,500. So real quick, who wants to win $2,500 this week? Okay, all right, good deal. So you guys gonna follow the rules and hopefully win. We'll see who can take home the prize. That's right, who wouldn't? Second place is not quite $2,500, but you will receive an iPad with a Retina display, 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi. And with any of these prizes, if you'd rather have the cash value, you can have that as well. Third place, you get a Kindle Fire HD tablet. Fourth place is going to be $150 cash. Fifth place is going to be $100, and then 6th through 10th place will receive $50 each. So again, if you finish in the top 10, you will get a prize, whether it be $2,500 or $50. You'll fall somewhere in there, so you want to trade as well as you can, try to manage your risk, and have some good trades this week. Now also, we've added this courtesy of FinEdge and Apex. We're calling this the Persistent Trader Prize. And so this prize is actually not tied to account performance. This is going to be to somebody that sticks with the contest and trades the whole week. And the rules to qualify for the Persistent Trader Prize is to trade a minimum of 5 trades per day for each of the contest days. All right. So again, to make 5 trades per day, if you make 5 trades per day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then you'll be put into a drawing for the Persistent Trader Prize. And basically what this is a 3-monitor setup. It's 3 22-inch high-resolution 1080p LED trading monitors. And this setup is known as the Apex setup that Daryl uses. And so this is going to be a custom monitor, thanks to the guys at FinEdge and Apex for helping to put this together. So even if you have, a really bad first day and you think, hey, I might not be able to come back and win the contest, you can still get into the Persistent Trader Prize by making 5 unique trades per day each day of the contest. Does that make sense to everybody? I want to make sure everybody still follows. Okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Well, at this time, I've got one more thing I want to cover, just about Nadex. Basically, the way that Nadex works, there's no membership fee. So when you open an account, you'll basically become a member of Nadex. There's no membership fee. The initial deposit is only $100 for a live account. The way that their commissions work, there's no commission on the trade. It's just the exchange fee, and it's 90 cents per lot per side. So again, it's 90 cents per lot per side. There's an expiration fee only on successful trades of 90 cents as well. So whether you get out or if you let it expire, if it's a profitable trade, you get the 90-cent fee. If it's a losing trade, then you don't get that fee. The fees are capped at $9 per order. So that means if you trade a 10 lot, that equals $9 in commissions. If you trade a 20 lot, that equals $9. Okay, does that make sense to everybody how they cap their fee? Okay, all right, good deal. So again, that's how they cap it, which is very beneficial because when you start out trading, if you're only trading a 1 lot, it's going to cost you 90 cents to get in, 90 cents to get out, so $1.80 per round turn. But then as you become a better trader and you start trading, then it's going to be much more beneficial to you because the commission stops after the 10 contracts. So Nadex offers simple short-term contracts, daily and intraday, limited risk. They're fully collateralized. It's very similar to a vertical call option. They can trade with a floor and a ceiling that's on the spreads. All contracts can be traded long or short, and it's priced for the retail trader. Okay, Mike, good question. How are we defining a trading day? Right, we're going to define a trading day from basically think about the Globex open to the close. So again, any trade taken up until 4 o'clock today will count as Monday. Any trade after 5 p.m. Eastern will count as Tuesday's trade. So we'll count it that way. Good question. Very, very good question. All right, well, at this time, I'm going to turn things over to Daryl. And Daryl, can you do a quick audio check? And last thing, if you have any issues.
3. All right. Yep.
Okay, Daryl's going to get his audio set up, and I'm going to post 2 email addresses in here, and these guys are going to be kind of your point of contact during the contest. But if you have any issues where if you haven't received your username and password, if you've received it and it's not working at this time, you can send an email to dan.cook@nadex.com. Paul, you should receive it. If you haven't received it yet, send those guys an email, and they will get you set up for sure.
So now, obviously, they're sending this out to everybody who did submit their stuff before 12 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday as well. So if you were after that, that might be why you haven't got one. Because I think you had to get in by then, didn't you, Morgan?
Yeah, and there were some people who came in afterwards, and we sent them their info. So we're going to let them be in it. It just might be on the second batch they're running. So, and Daryl, if you can, try turning your audio up just a little bit.
Go closer to the mic. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
see a... That's not up, that's off. There we go. Okay, that's up. Is that better?
Yeah, I think we can hear you a little bit better now. And give me 1 second here. All right, and then last thing I want to share with you guys, we'll update this each morning. We'll do the first leaderboard reveal. We're going to have training again tomorrow in the same room at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and we will reveal the leaderboard each morning. And here's a link if you want to save the link, basically to see the leaderboard. Basically, it's tradingpub.com/leaderboard. All right, Darren.
All right. Okay, so we got everything up and running and good to go. And I'm guessing everybody in here, most people in here, have already traded Nadex a little bit, or we have some newbies also. So I got a question by Renee real quick. Is the 10 contract limit by vehicle or by strike? It's by strike and expiration time, Renee. So the 2690 US Tech 100 10 a.m. expiration, that is the 10 limit. Okay, so you can't go in and buy 10 and then 10 more and then 10 more. 10 is the limit. And the 5 unique trades is you can't go in and do like one of those, then one of those, and one of those, and one of those. Like, you do different contracts, different strikes, different expiration times. And the 10 contract limit will be same strike, same expiration time. Okay? So if I'm too loud, go ahead and turn down your volume now. Okay? So it's easier for you to turn down your volume than it is for me to turn it down for everybody. All right, so can buy different strike, same expiry. Yes, you can buy different strike, same expiry, different expiry, same strike. Just can't buy both. Okay. So has everybody got that piece down? So basically, the contract, basically the market or the expiration or the contract name needs to be either different. If all three are the same, the contract, the strike price, and the expiration are the exact same, that's where the 10 limit comes in. Okay, are there any newbies in the room? Because if you are, speak now, or I'm going to act like everybody knows what binaries and spreads are. Yes, yes what? Yes, you're newbie, or yes, it all makes sense? New, okay. All right, so I just want to make sure. So if I'm going to dive right into it. Let's go ahead. Okay, so first is when you get, or if you've already got your login, okay, if you haven't, just email the emails that Morgan just provided to you, okay? And then you'll log into your Nadex account. If you use your normal demo account, it won't count. All right, you need to use the demo account set up for the contest. If you use your live account, awesome, but it's still not going to count for the contest. So you got to use the one for this right here. Okay, and so you'll get access to that. You'll have $25,000 in there, okay? And is this showing? Okay, oh, that's showing. Hold on 1 second. That's weird. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I can see in the preview window. Let me go over here. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. That ought to do it. So I want y'all to be able to see the monitor. How do you know it's the right one? Because it's the one they sent you for the demo contest. I mean, there's no way I could tell you that. So, I mean, you signed up for a demo one on your own a while back. Like you signed up at the demo our products, demo account login password on Nadex, right? Morgan, can you confirm whether or not my screen's coming through? It is not. choosing monitor 2. He's saying connection disrupted. Yeah, so he's trying to load something. See if it'll load it. Yes, I'm using Internet Explorer. I always use that because nothing else ever seems to work on this thing. My screen's just blinking over and over again. All right, Maury, you have to take over for a second while I'm figuring out the projector because I can't show it. It's going to be a little bit difficult.
Hey, Daryl, maybe try logging out and coming back in. Yeah, an email, if you have questions about it, email dan.cook@nadex.com if you're having trouble with your username and password. And you should get a response soon. So Daryl's going to log out and come back in real quick. All right, what I want to do real quick is go over the, yeah, we can do that. Give me 1 second. Well, I think we'll give Daryl a second to come back in and start his projection. But what I wanted to do basically is go through a couple of our rules that we have, and also I'm going to share with you guys who are brand new, I'm going to share with you a link to an intro to Nadex session that you can watch. That's kind of a good 45-minute session. And if you click on this link right here, this is just a good intro session. All right, that's a recorded session that I did a couple weeks ago that kind of take you through some different things on binary options that you guys can hopefully learn a little bit from if you're brand new. So you're welcome. So Daryl's going to give this one more shot. Adrian, I'm not sure. I guess if you have two browsers, you might be able to, but I would think it'd be kind of confusing. I would only have one demo open at a time. Okay, there we go. So everybody should be able to see Daryl's. Sweet. All right. And on the, all right.
Okay. All right, so hopefully coming through loud and clear for you now. Volume's up. Thank you going through. You can close out that, whatever that thing is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log out of here to show you where to log in. If you do want to log into two demo accounts in the browser, so let's say you have your other demo account that you're normally running, but you also want to have the demo account for the trading contest, you're going to need to open it in Firefox, and you're going to need to open it like in Google Chrome. So like one of them in Firefox, one of them in Chrome, but you're going to have to remember which one is which, okay? So, you know, maybe a little difficult to try to trade two different accounts. Now, as far as live and demo, you can be logged into both of those at the same time. But let me go ahead and log into my demo. You'll start with 25 grand of funny money in your account, grow it as large as you can, and here's what you'll get when you log in. Now, if you need to look for some basics, first I'm going to show you where to go and find basics, really quick, solid, A, B, C, D, get you started fast, basic. Sorry, under education. And if you don't got it yet, make sure you go to the Apex Investing website, just sign up. Morgan, if you want to post that link. But you definitely want to sign up for that right away. Just click Get Free Access over at Apex Investing. And when you go there, then go to Education. Right under Education, go down to Nadex, okay? And we have Getting Started. We have Platform Tutorials, like how to use the platform, how to enter and exit an order, list of education step-by-step, A, B, C, D. And then if you go down here like to binaries and spreads, I mean, this is like, what is a binary? How does it work? How do you get in? How do you get out? How do you do straddles, strangles, butterflies, you know, on down the list? So it goes from like very basic to more advanced. Spreads, I have a whole introduction. This is actually a webinar I did with TradingPub, where I started off with the very, very basics of spreads, and then I progressed to more advanced and more advanced and more advanced. We went from spreads to straddles to how to hedge futures and forex trades with Nadex spreads. Okay? So just click on those, fill that out. All right? And I mean, there's tons of education in there. So have you placed trades? Well, you want to learn more. Watch videos while you're trading. We spend so much time sometimes sitting in front of the computer doing nothing as traders. Learn while you're sitting there, okay? Use these videos. There's hundreds of hours of free education on here, and you probably don't want to do one of them at one time, one of the other time. So learn while you trade, okay? Now, some resources to help you over on our website. First thing, really simple, but these deviation levels. And we post the current day's deviations. Expect the market to move on any given day. And this is based on how far the market says the market's going to move on any given day. So we actually take the implied volatility, which is the expected movement, out of the underlying market's options. And that's where we get these levels. So these aren't just like pivot levels or fib levels or floor pivots or these things that are based on historical price movement. These are actually levels based on implied volatility. So they have a lot more accuracy than I've ever seen as far as trading goes. And I mean, I'm just saying it because they blow me away on a consistent basis, on a daily basis, and they'll go like right to the level, stop, and just do a 180. It's very, very cool. They're very helpful for target profits. They're very helpful for picking strikes on binaries. They can be helpful for going in and doing butterflies. They can be helpful for a variety of different trading strategies. And so I'll be watching these like every day. You can take advantage of them. You can use them. And we post them every night at 8:15. Okay, so they update. They're actually good technically through midnight, but we basically use them through about 8:15 when the new ones come out. And the only historical price they're using is yesterday's settlement price. They're not using any kind of price level like a high and a low or anything like that. And you'll be amazed how they'll line up with support resistance levels. They'll line up with Fibonacci levels. And so all of this that we're talking about right now, you can get access to for free. Okay? So hop on here, get access to this. I'll show you an example of just this morning's levels here in just a moment. I'm actually turning everything back on inside of our trading room and all that stuff. So I'll get that back up. But anyway, so take advantage of that. Now you also can look at these even on our charts. Okay, but to access them on the charts, you're going to need access to our Apex Elite Toolkit. To get access to that for free, just go over here and go to Get Free Trial. There's no credit card or anything like that. Okay. So click on Get Free Trial, and it's not available for me because I've used my free trials. But do that, and then it'll let you actually sign up and log in. And then once you've done that, then you can install the Apex Elite indicators. Now, some of you may not, this is very important, that if you don't have this, some of you may not actually have any underlying market data. And if you think about it, Nadex is the North American Derivatives Exchange, right? Derived from something else. So you need to be looking at the derived market price. So where is that price derived from? And so you should be actually looking at the S&P E-mini futures contract. Okay? And so if you don't know how to do that, if you've never done that, just go to Home, Start Here. And under Step 3, get access to a free platform, ninjatrader.com. All right? And then we tell you sort of some tips, and some people go, well, I use this and use this and use this, and that's all good. We tell you why, but the summary, NinjaTrader. Step 4, get free live futures data. I'm not talking about something like investing.com, because on binaries, every tick counts, okay? So you need the actual underlying market. And so this is how to get access to free live futures data, how to get access to free live Forex data, all in the same platform. If you'll do this, if you'll go get NinjaTrader, you'll get access to these free live data, then you can use our plugins for free. And so you can try them out for free. And so go over here, do that, and then install that, and then what it'll do is it'll auto-plot it right on your. So as an example, let's see here, let's pull up. I'm just grabbing one of the charts that's open. Let's see, this is Russell this morning. Okay, so we had a little volatility this morning, right? Market's heading on down, heading on down. Well, it comes on down, it hits to 1 deviation. It comes on down, now it just touches 1.5, bounces right back to 1. So you can see, you can use these levels for all sorts of trades. And where do you think it's going to head to next? Probably going to head down to 1.5 deviations. And you can use these for all sorts of trades. Okay, but that's one of the resources. Today we're going to introduce you to resources, and we're going to go through some basics on binaries and spreads. The next 2 days, we're going to go in and we're going to talk about more specific strategies. I just want to give you some resources you can access to, such as first, basic education, to things like the deviation levels. Now, one thing you may have noticed too is all these apex patterns on my chart, and we actually use those to place our trades. Okay, this is how I actually trade over and over and over again. Let me bring that chart back into focus. So this morning, this was saying go short, go short, go short, all the way down. Okay. Now the market's getting a little choppy. Well, that lets me know, you know what, I may want to hesitate a little bit. We have more resources inside of our trading room. You can log into that for free as well with this free trial membership. So, and there's no credit card or anything, okay? And we're going to open everything up for you. And so you'll just click on Elite Trade Room. And, it'll take you to a page right there. Click Connect, and you'll actually open up the trade room, and you can see us trading Nadex all day. So those are a couple resources. One of the other resources we just opened up for you that you can use is just sort of a place to talk some trash, have some fun with the contest. We got a little contest chat room, and so right here you can hop in here. Literally, this thing went live minutes ago, and you can just hop in here and trading contents, doing expiration, premium collection, whatever. Type in whatever you want to. Okay. So you can access that. It's right on the home page. And so right there under contest chat room, demo trading contest, you'll be able to click that and get access to the immediate chat room. And here's the cool thing about the chat room is you can actually tear it off. So like that. And now you can move this window, resize it wherever you want to. But if you just want a place where some other traders are out that are trading Nadex, and hop on. All right, now a couple of very cool tools that you're going to want to take advantage of. This is something I made for myself. And let's go on over here to Nadex Spread Scanner and Nadex Binary Scanner. This feeds live from the Nadex platform. And this is a live binary and spread data, okay? So right here, if you want to choose live, that's great. But of course, for the contest, you're going to choose demo. Now you can go back and forth all you want, okay? And I will tell you, you need to use Google Chrome to use this. If you're using Firefox, there's a memory leak in the Firefox browser. I don't recommend anybody use Firefox. There's a memory leak in it. Explorer is great, but you can't use the plugin with your input to even get the thing made. So it's much better just to use Chrome because then, we can pass that on. You can use this for free right now. So hop on over. It's live or demo. So you're going to choose a demo for the trading contest, right? And then your quantity, of course, you're not going to want that to be greater than 10, but you can set that, say, to 10 contracts. And then down here we have risk and margin. I'm going to reset all the filters so it looks like what you see the first time you log in, okay? And it's going to list all these markets. So the U.S. tech looks like it might want to turn around or, whatever. So let's say you thought it was going to go up at the moment. You could go over here, and you could choose U.S. tech. And then you could choose buy. And you could say, what binary do you want to buy? What binary do you want to sell? They're all listed. So these are all the binaries available for the entire day available for purchase right now. So you can see all these different ones on here, and you can choose just what's going to work best for you. You can go, I only want one thing to expire in the next, hour, and it'll immediately shrink it down. You can say, I don't want to see all these repetitive $3 ones, so I want at least, say $4, of risk or whatever. And then it would put those on there for you. Okay? So the market fell down quite a bit, so we're already near the bottom. But this will actually put them all together. By the way, this is super helpful. Let me show you this example. If you're on the euro, notice we have dailies and intradays expiring at the same time at 11 o'clock. We'll have that at 3, at 7, at 11. So around the clock, 3, 7, 11. So if you look at that, dailies and intradays, exact same expiration. This saves you from having to go here to Nadex, go to Forex, Binaries, Euro. These are all the strikes you're trying to search through. Oh, by the way, don't forget, these two expire at the same time, so make sure you look at both of them and do all the math on them and figure out what the best ones are. This is doing all the math for you immediately. So these are all the 11 o'clock expirations, the intraday and the daily. Okay? And Arturo, I'm not sure, can't log into what? If you can't log into Apex Investing, then sign up for a free account. Anyway, so go right over here, device. So it's right here. See where it says Get Free Access. Or if you're on Apex Investing, if you're on the sign out page, then you'll just need to click on that button. So, so grab that right there, and then yeah, you'll definitely need to email Dan or Chip to get help on your Nadex demo account if you need help on that. We want to make sure we point you to the right place so you're not frustrated trying to figure out where to get answers to questions. So if you need help getting into the Omnovia events, let Morgan know. If you need access on any of the Apex tools, let Apex know. So anyway, so here's all of the 11 o'clock expirations on Euro-Dollar. All lined up for you, very simple. This gets really big like on Friday when you have 3 o'clock intraday, 3 o'clock daily, and 3 o'clock weekly all coming together, and having them all together in one place is very helpful. And maybe you're doing sort of an out-of-the-money strategy. You can go in here and put, say, I don't want to risk more than $30, so $4 to $30, and there you go. Dailies, intradays, all put together for you. And maybe you want to know what the best return is on a trade. So you can go down here to simulation. You could say, well, what if the Euro-Dollar were to go up by, whatever amount? Okay, so let's say the Euro-Dollar, I'm going to look at it trading at 30.94. So I could put 1.03, 120. What if it went up by, 25, 26 pips? What would it be? It tells me what would that binary be worth. So what's going to give me the greatest return on my money? And which one am I going to make the most money on? Now, this is on a fast move, because this is not factoring in time decay and applied volatility. But on a fast move, the greatest return is actually going to be on this 450 binary. So, but if it goes down, it's also going to lose all of its value really quick. So all of this is inside the Apex Investing website, Jeff. So hop right in here. It gets all the data live from the Nadex platform. And then you can even place the order. Watch this. I can click on this right here. And what it'll do is it'll actually open the ticket live in the Nadex platform for me. And then I can just hit place order and put my order in. So it makes it very simple versus having to go and dig through everything on Nadex. All the math. So we got, let me show you a little bit about what we got. I just want to give you a quick highlight. So what is all the information? Let me go over that for you first. Okay. So down here what you're seeing is you're seeing every strike that expires at 11 o'clock. Okay. The underlying market is the Euro USD. If you're trading on Ninja, the symbol is $EUR/USD. The generic symbol is EUR/USD. S&P 500. That's the underlying is the CME E-mini S&P 500 September 2013 future contract. Ninja symbol is ES09-13. Generic symbol is ESU3. So we're telling you what the symbols are, trying to make it a little easier for you, especially if you're new, cut that learning curve down. And then, the simulation setting area is hidden. And you can add any contract you want just by, clicking up here. It'll auto-expand it for you. Then what you're going to see is you're going to see the strike price, the greater than, where it says like Euro-Dollar will be greater than 3320 at 11 a.m. on, Monday, January 24th. So that's the greater than of the strike price. Is it a daily, a weekly, an intraday? So you'll see that over here on these weekly, and then you'll see that there's dailies and there's intradays. It doesn't really matter, but it says the word daily right there. If it doesn't say the word daily or weekly, that means intraday. So like 10 a.m. to 12, 9 to 11, the 2-hour ones are intraday. And then what you're going to see over here, we'll skip the simulation for a second. What you're going to see over here is here's the bid and the offer quote. Now, if you're trading a Nadex binary, the buy side, the offer side, the right side, the higher priced side is the risk. Okay, whether that's in our platform here and the Nadex platform, same thing. It is the risk. So if it's $33.50 and you're buying, that's the risk. If it's $2 and you're buying, that's the risk. Okay. The sell side is the profit potential if you're a seller. So if I'm selling, I can make 50 cents on these are 90 cents. So probably wouldn't want to sell that one. Okay. If I go down further, $70. And then, I mean, every once in a while you'll see weird, crazy stuff where something's $1 and it's way out there. So, and I mean, that may come and go and disappear. Maybe a last quote that got, just sort of walked in the background. You could always submit it and see what happens. But anyway, the sell side is a profit potential. $73, $72.50, $90. That's your profit potential. Okay, so if my profit potential is $90, I can make 90, right, which means I can lose how much? So here's a pop quiz for you. All binaries are worth $100. So if I can make $90 on the trade, what is my risk on one contract? $10. That's right, James. Good job. So now flip it around. If I'm risking $75, what is my risk on one contract? $25. Yeah. So sorry, if I'm risking $75, yeah, my reward is $25. So your risk and your reward will always add up to $100. If you get that, that actually starts helping out with the binaries, because you wonder what all these numbers are. Okay? 77 has nothing to do with the price of the underlying market. And people always confuse that. They're like, well, I see 77 and I see 3101, but I don't see where 77 is on my chart. I don't see 3101 on the chart. Okay, it's a binary. What you need to think of on the price is sort of like the probability that that trade is going to expire in the money. Not the probability it's going to be profitable, because you could be doing a lot of different strategies. Okay? So when I say in the money, what do I mean? All right, we just talked about if you're buying on the buy side, that's your risk. If you're selling on the sell side, the quote there is your profit potential. In the money means that you are correct. What do I mean you're correct? Well, if you buy, you're saying the statement is true. Your dollar will be greater than 31.20 at 11 a.m. If you buy. So it does not mean greater than 50, James. Okay? It'll be worth 100 if it's in the money at expiration. So I guess in that sense it is greater than 50 at its value. But what it means is it'll be greater than the strike price if I'm buying. So in the money means at expiration, okay, it'll be greater than the strike price if I'm buying. Because notice greater than. That's what the statement is. The statement is greater than this price at this time. If I'm selling, I'm saying it's going to be less than or equal to the strike price. Okay? So if I'm buying, I'm saying it'll be greater than the strike price. If I'm correct, I will be profitable on the trade if I hold it to expiration. If I'm selling, I'm saying it'll be less than or equal to, meaning I'm saying this is false. Means statement is true. Sell means statement is false. False will be less than or equal to expiration at 11 a.m. Okay? So again, let me come back to this probability idea. I'll answer your question here for you in a second, Sutter. You can go in, and so don't be too tempted here, okay? We all see these $2 ones, and they're going to make $98 if they profit, and that's wonderful. But if it's a probability, now this isn't an exact science, but it's amazingly, in many ways, accurate. What does that mean the probability of that trade winning is if it costs $2? What is the probability of a $2 trade? 2%. Okay? So now let's flip it around and we'll get something a little bit different. What's the probability of this $82 risk trade being profitable? %. The risk is a lot higher, right? But the probability, not 18, 82%. So there's an 18% chance of it losing. Copy. So looking at that like a probability, again, I want to say that's similar to a probability, okay? So my risk on the trade, my price on the trade here is going to give me a really good indication of my probability on the buy side. So 2% probability, okay? 88% probability of expiring in the money. On the buy side, now that's my risk, so it's my risk that it's going to be profitable. Now on the sell side, I sort of got to flip that around, right? So if I go into here and I say, $15, that doesn't mean 15%. Means it's 15% likely that it will lose. So it sort of inverts it. So on the buy side, my probability is that it will win, My sell side is like the probability it'll lose. Okay? So, so right here, if I go to sell this trade and say it'll be less than 3091, then I'm completely flipping around my position. I'm saying that there's like an 89% probability it'll lose, whereas if I buy it, there's like a 95% probability I will win on the trade. Because it has to move down. And people get really confused on, well, why would that be the case? It has to move. If I buy this trade for $95, saying that the euro dollar will be greater than, if I buy it, okay, it'll be greater than 3.104 or 1.3091, it's already greater. It's already 50 pips higher than 1.3091. It's 50 pips above that price. So it doesn't have to do anything. It can stay there all day long, and I will make money. It can move up, and I will make money. It could move down 50 pips, and I would still make money on this trade, okay? That's why my probability of buying is so good, because I'm just saying it's going to be greater than 3091, and it's so much higher than that as it is, okay? Sorry, not 50, but, quite a bit. Now, if I sell, okay, if I sell on this trade, and I don't have that much time till expiration, we're talking like 14 minutes, I'm saying it's going to have to move from 3105 down to 3091. So, sorry, I said 15 earlier, I meant 15, but 3091. So I'm saying it has to move down. If it stays flat, I lose. If it moves up, I lose. Okay, if it moves down a little bit, I lose. It has to move down to be equal to or lower than 3091 at expiration, or the trade loses. That doesn't mean you can't be profitable on those trades. What it means is don't trade the risk reward. Unless you want to, set up bad habits. The whole idea of the contest is to teach you to set up some good habits, to swap some ideas, to get better at trading, okay? And so many people come in and they throw their money away on these $5 lotto tickets, $2 lotto tickets out here. Say, let's go buy a lotto ticket. At least you'll get $1 million instead of $98, all right? Have a reason for doing a trade. If you're going to buy some trade that's way out here, you need to very specifically have a reason. You have statistics backing up that it'll move that far by that time, okay? So you need to know, just have an idea. Now, maybe you traded call-put binaries somewhere, and you're used to it's going to be above or below. Well, that's really simple. Okay, let me show you this. Just choose the at the money. And here's your call-put binaries. So it'll be greater than or less than 3101. And it'll bring that price right up for you, and you can see all those greater than, less than binaries. So you know what I'm talking about if I say call put binaries. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're better off. But you can do that call put binaries right here, okay? Let's see here, reset that, back off. And so that's our basics of how binary works. And then you go over here, and now, again, watch the videos if you're brand new. We there for you. And we got one question that came in is, how do I close out a trade early? Okay, well, if I come in and let's say, buy this one for $14. Somebody just put in an order on the wrong side of a trade. But I can go in, I can place this trade. Let's find one that expires a little bit more out because I want to give you some time to actually see it work. So I'm just randomly placing a trade by, hey, follow what I'm doing. Trades here. So I go in, I put this trade in, and if you don't know how to place a take profit order, you need to watch my platform videos, okay? I'm going to show you how to do it, but that means you really need to watch them. And so I got 10 of them in there, and I'm down my bid-ask spread, okay? So don't freak out just because you're down. That's normal. Whether you're trading stocks, forex, futures, options, whatever, okay? That's just bid-ask spread. 41, and let's say I want to get out at 60. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to put my take profit price at $60 and hit place order. Every order you place on Nadex is a limit order. That means at this price or better. And again, that means at this price or better. And so you want to go ahead and put that in. All right? So when I say at this price or better, are you better off getting filled at 40 or 60 if you're selling? Sorry, which one would you rather have? A $40 sell or a $60 sell? Oh, that's right, $60 sell. No, you want a $60 sell. Who wants to sell? You always want to sell, and this is so important. you want to sell higher than you buy, right? You always want to sell higher than you buy. Doesn't mean you always get to, but you're always going to want to sell higher than you buy. Always buy lower than you sell. So why am I going over this? Well, it's at this price or better. Okay? So when we say that, there's obviously something very important in the mix. It's a limit order. Okay? A limit order means at this price or better. So if I put in to sell at 60, because I want to get out right now, but the price is at 45, it's not going to let me out. Because they're not going to let me get out at 60 when the price is at 45. Okay? So they're not going to let me get out until it gets to 60. That's why it's a working order. Because the price hasn't hit that price yet. I know a lot of new traders come in, they're like, I keep putting in my orders, but they're never filling me. It has to get to your price. Now, if you want to get out at the market, just change your price. Okay? I could go on here and I could easily just click this button, hit this price, get rid of that, and hit amend order. So I can change my price. Notice if I click right here, it'll change my price. I can hit amend order. And immediately it's going to update my order and allow me to hop on in there and basically get out of the position. Okay? So right now, though, I have my working order sitting there at 60. As long as it gets to 60, I'll get out. How much will I make on this trade? Okay, if it hits 60. You can tell me what the math on that one is. So pop quiz, who can tell me how much, if I bought this at 46 and I bought 10 of them, and I'm going to sell at 60, how much will I make on the trade? $160, that's right. Actually, no, not 160, that's close. 160 is very close. So if I bought at 46 and I sold at 60, 140, there we go. Yeah, so I'll make 140 bucks on the trade. Okay, so one of the reasons I want to show you this too is consider this concept. Okay, you can get in and you can get out. I usually do not hold until expiration unless it is either an at the money like a $57, and even then, a lot of times I'm not holding it that long. Or if it's like I'm doing a premium collection trade or a binary butterfly trade, like those types of trades, a lot of times I won't hold until expiration. But other trades, out of the money trades, I'm always getting out before expiration. Okay? So I'll hold, binary butterflies, premium collection, and a lot of times at the monies, I may hold until expiration. But out of the monies, I never hold until expiration. I always put a take profit order in. Okay? And when you get into a trade, you need to know what price you're going to get out at. It is a lot harder to make that decision on where to get out once you're in. So you need to go, where am I, especially you start seeing profit on there, I'm making 10, I'm making 20, I'm making 50, I'm making 100. It's hard to decide to cut that profit. And then all of a sudden it goes from making $200 to making nothing. All right? So make sure you know what your take profit is. If you have one, I mean, maybe you bought it at 90. So you're just going for the last 10 bucks in those last 10 minutes on premium collection, okay? And to show you a quick example of premium collection, and I'm just randomly throwing trades on, by the way. I'm not even looking at charts as I'm doing this right now. So I'm just trying to show you sort of some quick stuff on how to do things. So if I'm going to do premium collection, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say 70 to 90, okay? So 70 right there, to 90, to like the next 30 minutes. And I'm going to look at euro dollar. See if anything shows up. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Now I could also click here to see if anything's shown up on any of them. There we go. Okay, so got that. So all the indices. I really don't want all the indices. Okay, there we go. There's an Aussie dollar one. So 22.50 at 92.64, and the current price 92.60. So I'll make $20 for the next 5 minutes. It stays below 92.64, at or below 92.64. So I can hit place order. I've now put that order in, and it has to stay below 92.64. Now, one of the dangers on Premium Collection, probably the biggest danger on Premium Collection, is that in the last 2 to 3 minutes on all binary trades, you basically are in until the clock finishes. Okay? So there really won't be any quotes. There won't be many quotes, if any quotes, between now and like 11 o'clock. Or, let's see, 2 minutes. So give it like 2 more minutes. By 10:57, 10:58, all the quotes are going to just disappear. So, which means you're probably not going to be able to get out of the trade. So if you want out of a trade, you know, win, loss, whatever, you better do that before the clock, before 3 minutes before expiration. Okay? And we'll go into some more details on that. And y'all just got to let us know sort of what strategies you want me to teach on. I can teach on binary butterflies. I can teach on 15-minute premium collection. I can teach on trend trading, swing trading. So there's a lot of things I can teach you over the next couple days just to try to equip you, help you out with the contest, to just help you learn. That's the whole point of the contest, is to help you learn. See, that's how I get 92.64.5. I may go, and I mean, like I said, I don't even have an Aussie dollar chart up right now. Not a good plan. And so see that? I mean, that thing's just getting slammed right now. So I can take my hit, and I can get out. I can hold on to it. I can do whatever. But guess what? In a couple of minutes, I have no control of this trade. So this is why you need to be looking at underlying market charts. This is my demo account, so it doesn't matter. That's why I'm not stressed about it. But you need to be looking at underlying market charts when you place trades. Don't just place it based on, I like the risk reward, or I like the probability, or, you know, that other person said it was a good idea, or, you know, whatever. I mean, look at the underlying market charts. And you do have some basic Forex underlying charts here in the platform. And, you know, so you can use those. Also, you know, over here, you can even do partial take profits. I mean, you can go here and say, I want to get out of at least half of these right now. And so you can click on that, and you can get out of half of them, hit place order, and you're out. Okay? So you can do a lot of things. Just start playing with it. Make sure you're watching the videos. There's a lot of trades you can do. That's how I do premium collection, except for I actually look at charts and a lot more information. And you can actually see some of the videos where I've done premium collection trades if you want to. If you want to go to education under webinar recordings, you can check out Thursday's webinar. I fired off like 5 of these, like right at the beginning of the webinar. You can check out the radio show. I'll do sometimes on my Fed Funds Day, I did something like 6 binary butterflies in a matter of like 10 minutes. And then we got the bonus webinars that I do with Nadex. You can also check out right here and actually have like step-by-step videos on how to do this. Premium collection. Like this is trend trading. This is like 15-minute expiration premium collection trades. So there's a lot of different ways to trade this. Okay? And let's see here. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so that's going to be our spread scanner. You got risk, you got reward. You have to open the ticket to be able to see the risk and the reward on the spreads, or the binaries. So $3 risk, $97 reward, 32.33 reward risk ratio. Notice there'd be absolutely no reason to do any of these because your risk reward doesn't go up. So if you were going to do one of these crazy out of the money ones, you'd at least do the closest one. And let's see here. Yeah, that trade ought to be coming to a close any minute. Where are we at? 92.67. Yeah, see, it's probably going to get slammed. So definitely make sure you are looking at your charts. And then let's see. So we got that piece done. And maybe we'll do a couple live ones over the next couple mornings. The easiest way to access the source of underlying market charts is to go exactly through the steps right here that I showed you under Home. Start here. Go to steps 3 and 4. Home, start here because you need actual underlying markets. Okay? Real charts. So right here, futures data, Forex data, Ninja Trader. And right here, you can call Justin. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be a little bit swamped because we're doing this webinar. But you can call him, and he'll set this up for you in like 10 minutes. So his number's down here. And he'll hop on there and help you set up NinjaTrader and help you set up your data. Okay? So, but he may be busy too, because, you know, we have 60 plus people that we're talking about this right now at the same time. But definitely just go to home, steps 3 and 4, you'll get the underlying market charts. If you're looking at the Nadex platform to place your trades, you're at a severe disadvantage. Okay? If you want a chance at winning this contest, if you want a chance at learning how to trade Nadex, you need to be looking at what it's derived from, North American Derivative Exchange. Okay, profit, reward ratio, and of course, a lot of times you're going to go, well, what is something going to be worth if it changes? So you go, what happens if the S&P moves, or the NASDAQ, we'll say, moves up or down 10 points? I hit apply, and then what it'll do is it'll run through the math, and then it'll actually calculate what will that binary be worth if it moves up 10 points or down 10 points. You got to give it a second because it has to run through all the math, and it'll get it going for you. So that's how you use the binary scanner. And for the spread scanner, instead of going through the entire thing, okay, there's a video right out here, and we're about to make some more binary videos. But right here under scanners, there's a how to use the scanner. That's actually how to use the spread scanner. And you can go through this, and it's very cool, but it makes it where you can quickly find whatever it is that you're looking for on the spread. So if you think the S&P is going to go up, you go over here and you can buy the spread immediately and know you have the best spread. So there's test, but remember, we're going to have we're going to have more than one of these, but 2, make your #1 goal to learn how to trade these instruments, okay? And ideally, to be profitable. But first, you just got to learn how to trade them. What is a spread? What is a binary? How do I pick which one I want to do for what I'm trying to trade? And, you know, use that chat room that we have, okay, that we're opening up right here to ask questions, okay? There too. So, yeah, we got some people already hopping in over here. And you can, so again, that's right there on the home page. So, you know, you got some basic questions, hop over here. And then one other huge resource for you is the forum. So hop on over here to our forum and just ask all the questions that you want to, okay? And we probably got some new ones that I haven't even got around to answering yet because we get new ones every day. And so I go in and I post. Yeah, see, we already got it. There's one. And so go over here and ask all the questions you want to, and I'll be glad to help you out, okay? And you can ask questions anytime, day or night on there. So if somebody doesn't answer your question in the little bonus chat room we got, then use the forum, and that's a perfect place to ask trade questions. So, or if you're in the Elite Trade Room, or if you're in the P3, and this is the P3 chat trade room right over here. So, you know, there's a lot of places you can go to ask questions, and we're here to help you out and help. I know it's a lot of information. The whole goal of all this information today was not so much to be like an ABCD as it is, here's a scanner, here's a place to ask questions, here's a forum, here's a chat area, here's some deviation levels, here's where the basic education is on binaries and spreads. I want you to know where to go to get that information. Tomorrow we'll go into a little bit more specific ABCD on a couple strategies, okay? Quick question, is the goal of the spread to close above both targets? No, that's impossible. I guess it could close above both if it went all the way above. That'd be great if you bought it because that means you got max profit, Mike. But Mike, the goal of a spread is for it to close higher than where you bought it. The higher it closes, the more money you make. It's not like a binary at all. It's 100% different. It's actually more just like trading the S&P 500. So if I buy a spread over here, and the spread I buy is the 1550 to 1580 spread, and I buy it for, say, 1563, maybe I'm going to sell for 1568, and I'll get out of it if it drops down to 1558, you know? So it's just like buying the S&P 500, just like buying the euro dollar. You can use stop losses, trailing stops, take profits. You can use them for straddles. I can go in the morning, and I'll do this before news and stuff. And so if it goes, you know, up and down, there we go. So let's find an acceptable one somewhere. we got 15. Gotta find when the market's moved down so much. Let me go over to euro dollar. It'll be easier because the market's already like got slammed. 50, and then on the low side here, let's see, that's 30, 50. Is there 30, 50, 31? Try to find some. There's a lot of these that have just moved. Had some big movements in the market this morning. We'll get rid of that one. But that's a P&L graph up top. So what you're seeing based on how far the market moves. All right, I bet we got one. Let's put that up here. 3110. So now I just need a floor somewhere close to that. Got any filters on? There we go. So then you just find ones that you're going to line up to be able to make a a straddle of some sort. Let's trade them. Man, it's just went so low. There we go. But I'm sorry, there's a mini straddle. That's not even a good example. But I'm trying to find you a good straddle example. It's just the market's. Oh, I have the at the market on. That's why. Like usually this is the simplest thing in the world to do. Okay, so a straddle. If you can't figure something out, hit reset filters. And now we can go over here and we can find, there's a straddle, like that right there. So if the market goes up or the market goes down, I can make money. Perfect to do on news trades and things like that. So this one I may not go just that it moves. This one I'm buying at 3104, so I want the market to have to move 16 ticks to be in the money. So, just make sure you go through and watch. Please take the time. It'll be worth your time, okay? And watch these Nadex tutorials like on spreads where I walk through them step by step by step. It'll really be worth your time. And I love the spreads, so they're awesome. They're just like if you're used to trading in all. So the binaries are sort of a different beast. They're very much for volatile or range-bound markets. Spreads are more of a trending-based strategy, so it depends upon how you're trading them. But they all have their purpose. You just got to learn what people go. Which one do you like better? Which one's best? Well, it's what strategy am I doing based on what's happening in the market at that moment, and that's going to define that. Okay. All right, Morgan. I'm going to hand it over to you, and tomorrow we'll have a more specific ABCD strategy. Today, again, was just to show where everything's at so they can start accessing it.
All right, great. Thank you, Daryl. And everyone, we appreciate you guys being here today. We're very much looking forward to this contest. We'll meet again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and look forward to seeing you guys back here. We'll get you guys registered where you'll get an invitation for it. And then also we'll send you a recording of that as well. So thanks again to everybody for taking the time to be with us today. And 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll be here tomorrow morning and go over some more strategy. Today was kind of more of the intro, but good trading to everyone, and we appreciate you guys being here with us.
All right, sounds good. Go to home, start.
Is having trouble, email dan.cook@nadex.com if you have any login issues.
Right, I'm going to switch on over now to the chat room over here. So if y'all want to hop over here and continue asking questions or whatever. and or you can stay in there, whatever. I'll keep that up for a little bit, but just I got to minimize my screens. So, and we'll be back up.